Hello and welcome to the chapter number 11, that is the file handling. In this chapter, what we will learn? So we learn about the how can we access and manipulate file and directories in Java, right? We learn about the input output streams, right? And all the classes are available inside the java.io and some classes are from the java.util package. So let's get started with this chapter. So first we understand what is computer file is, right? So whatever data we are storing in a computer, right, that is in a file format only because hard disks will understand only file format, audio, file, video, file, text, file, program, file, right? So whatever detail you want to store in a computer, it must be in a file format, right? And we can store data either in a RAM or in a hard disk that is divided into the two types of memory. First one is a volatile and second one is a non-volatile. First, we understand what is the difference between volatile and non-volatile memory, right? So, volatile storage example is RAW. That is a temporary data store, right? That means whenever you switch off your computer and again switch on, then that data will be lost, right? And in contrast, non-volatile memory is a permanent memory, right? That means it saves data here permanently. Instead of you switch in, switch off, right, or the data will remain there. So, whatever data we are storing, right, that file again divided into the two parts. The first file is known as a text file and the second file is known as a binary file, right? The text file is basically store the data in a character, yeah, we can say ASCII or Unicode format, right? That is human readable format, right? And other file format, that is a binary file, store data in a binary format, all images, audio, videos, right? That all data stored into the binary format. So we have these two types of file, text and binary file. Now, Java will support the various operations, right, on a file and directories. Example of the operations are this. You can check the path of the file or directories. You can open file. After opening, you can read and write file, close file, directory file, and you will try to access different attribute of the file name, last modified time, right? That attribute we can also access, right? And majorly all classes are inside the java.io package. Now, to perform operation in a file, we are using the stream classes, right? Now, first understand file class, right? We have the two separate class. First is a file class and second is a stream class. File class is responsible for performing operation on a file and stream class is responsible to read and write from a file, right? So in this first part, we will learn about the file class and in the later part, we will learn about the different stream classes available in Java. So what is the purpose of the file class? So file class will give the information about the file properties, right? Which kind of properties, right? So it can be file permission, how much size of the file, and last modified time. That all information we get with the help of file class, right? What are the operations supported on using this? So you can create file, you can rename file, you can delete file, but you are not able to read and write into the file using this class. Now, creating file object, right, not ensure file or directory exists, right? It just create reference of that file, but it cannot ensure that file is already there or directory is already there. So what are the methods? So it has nearly 30 methods available to perform the different operations, right? And the main limitation, as I told you, using file class, you are not able to read or write. You are just accessing file operation and access its properties. Now, if you want to create a file, then we have the two options. We can create the file using absolute path or using relative path. What is the difference between absolute and relative path? In absolute path, you have to give the path from the root drive. That means if your file in a D drive, then path must be start with that D drive and subfolder. And with a reference of relative path will be taken from where this Java file is stored, right? I have saved this Java file inside the Java folder. Inside that I have separate folder test and inside that all file are there. So you have to give just part of the test / your file name, right? On absolute, you have the D drive / Java / test / file name, right? That is the difference between absolute and relative file. What are the different constructors available to create the file object? So first is we can give the directly path. This is an example, right? So you have to give absolute or relative, whatever path is your choice. The second constructor we have directory folder, and after that file name, right? So in this, etc is a directory name given, and second argument is the file name itself. And the third one is a file object as a directory and string file name, right? How can you create that? So in that, we have to first create the directories object, right? And you have to pass that directory object as an argument, and after that string as a file name, right? So in this, both argument are string, and in this, first argument is a file object and second argument is a string, otherwise it creating the same reference file. What are the different method available into the file class? So these are the some list of method available. The first method we have is exist method. Exist method basically check whether this file is exist or not, right? Second is using file object, we can create the file as well as directory, right? So particularly this object is point to the file or directory. So that we can check with the help of isFile and isDirectory method, right? If it is a file, then it return true, otherwise false. Same with the isDirectory. Is hidden. Whatever reference you have done is a hidden file or normal file, that we can done with the help of isHidden. Then if you want to get the absolute file path, then we have the method getAbsolutePath. It return the whole path in a string format. Next, if you want to get the name, then getName is that. Next one is the getPath. It return the path of your file or directories. Length will return the file size in terms of bytes. Next, list. List will return the files and directories inside your given path. Suppose you have given path of Java folder. So inside Java folder, how many files and directories are that can be returned, right? List file. List file basically return the value into the file object format, and this will return value into the string format. That is the difference between list and list file methods, right? So these are the different methods. Using this, we can perform the different types of operation with the file, right? So this is what about file is. Thank you.